Hi, Rich Pellegrino, Rich the Equalizer Pellegrino from the Global Woke Institute, SCLC, and other organizations, Southern Christian Leadership Conference by Dr. King. You can see these videos on our YouTube channel at Global Woke Institute, as well as on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and so forth, social media. And every Sunday we have a webinar or discussion really from 1 to 3. So check us out on Eventbrite. You can look up what would the real MLK is what the theme is now. The real MLK and the real you. Okay, so if you want more of this, I'm just doing a short right now. So this is part 2, and there will be many parts of what the F. I'm from New York, and everybody says I don't cuss. Um, but I am cussing now. What the fuck is going on in America? Okay? In the last few weeks, last month, since that madman took over, took the helm. Okay? Since we, I'm taking collective responsibility, we elected a madman. Really, certifiable, crazy, okay? A wannabe king, a wannabe dictator, okay? We did, okay? Why? 80 million, whatever people voted for him. They were weak, they were bottom feeders, they were deluded by a cult, MAGA cult, and so forth. But I'm talking about the other 78 million. Remember, he only won by 2 million votes. Biden won by 8 million. Okay, another delusion of the MAGA and MAGA maggots is that there was some kind of landslide. So there's 70 plus million of us who did the right thing. Plus, there's about 30 million people who voted that are comprised of people who voted for a third party, people who didn't vote at all, and people who aren't old enough yet to vote or aren't citizens yet, are legal residents but not citizens. So we're in the majority, the people who know right from wrong. Okay, the person that's elected has no mental, emotional, moral capacity to distinguish between right and wrong. So these actions that he's taking are based on uh, all kinds of whims, some plans, the project, whatever it was, 2025, some of the influencers, the people around him, some of whom are also madmen and madwomen. J.D. Vance has been debunked many times that he's lied about his military service, lied about his university achievements, lied in his book about his hillbilly upbringing. Another psycho. We have psychos now, okay? And so, what we also have are weak ass people who are afraid to stand up to him. Weak ass Republicans in our state, our governor, and so forth. Weak ass um, corporate people, major corporations, McDonald's, Walmart, Facebook, and so forth. Uh, Meta. People like that, they're just weak ass. They just kiss ass, okay, for their own protection, their own good, their own advancement. That's weak cowards, basically. All the people, many of the people who are bowed and kowtowing to this maniac in the Oval Office are cowards. They're just weak. Fragility. You read the book White Fragility. This is American fragility, but it's many white people, but people of color who are kiss ass. Okay, so that's we know the problem. We know that he's doing shock and awe, trying to pass all these illegal executive orders. Fire people. All of this hurts human beings. That's why he doesn't have any moral compass at all. Okay? All of this is done without any planning, with another, probably also delusional, egotistical, crazy guy, Elon Musk. okay, who inherit, he's got a background, an evil background as well. Okay, so we know what the problem is. Okay, this is what we did. We we underestimated his incapacity, his evilness, and those of his closest allies and followers. We underestimated that, and we overestimated the moral character, strength, and character and intelligence of the American people. You know, if that many people voted for him, and he's got a 50, he still has a 51% approval rating. That shows the IQ, the emotional IQ, the intelligence IQ, the moral IQ, the low bottom feeding IQ of many people. Okay, but we don't have to worry about them. Why? We've always been in the majority, the people who know right from wrong, who have advocated social justice. We've won every battle in this country. They've been hard fought, but overcoming slavery, overcoming Jim Crow, women's right to vote, the New Deal that brought in democratic socialism, Medicare, Social Security, all of that. The if you want to call it on the left, the progressives, I hate all the labels. Just the do-gooders, the people who really believe in the golden rule to treat other people the way we want to be treated. Okay, that's who we are, and that's we're always gonna win. Okay, and so anyway, and there's millions of us, and we have a plan to take back this country from this madness. Okay, so stay tuned. We'll talk more about that plan. We discussed that in our webinar. Join righteous organizations or support them, like the ACLU that they filed 50 civil lawsuits. They and other organizations. It's really a civil war that we're fighting, although it's not a violent one, thankfully, and hopefully it will not be. But it's a civil war in the courts, okay? And I mean, can you imagine his chief vice president Maggot Vance has said he should be like President Andrew Jackson, genocidal President Andrew Jackson, who massacred Native Americans, um, who reversed Reconstruction, uh, subverted the deal that was made with the slaves and their descendants, uh, and so forth. The worst example of a human being and a president, Andrew Jackson, um, that Vance said, Trump should just be like him and disregard the law. So all of you people, especially in law enforcement, in any legal profession or anything like that, who supported Trump or still support Trump, turn in your badges, turn in your credentials. You have no respect for the rule of law. Okay, that's a farce. You've made a farce of the rule of law. So that's the reality. But we've got an answer. His overreach will bring him down. Oh, also read Michael Moore. Who subscribe to his newsletter and podcast. He's talking a lot about this and giving some real good insights into what actually is going on and what we're doing about it and what we can do about it. And some people are getting their passports ready in case they have to escape this madness. To be frank, my family is talking about doing that, but we're not going to abandon you all. First, we're going to fight to take our country back from this madness because we're not going back. We're not going to make America hate again. We're not going to make America white again. It's impossible. We're a mixed, we're, you know, even though a DEI is targeting, it really benefits DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion programs, benefit white women more than anyone else, just like every other social welfare program has. Okay? This firing of federal workers is racist. It's racist 101 because the federal government was the only place that people of color could get jobs for many years and decades where there wasn't discrimination because at the state, especially the red states, And at the corporate levels, there's so much racial discrimination in hiring. So, of course, even though white people still make up 60% of the federal workforce, they'll be hurt marginally. They'll be able to get jobs in the private sector if they lose their jobs. But people of color, black people, and so forth, will be hurt by his actions. And he doesn't care because he's grown up in a white privilege bubble, a white supremacist bubble. So has Elon Musk. And it's a joke for them to be trying to balance our budget and cut. They've never lived on a budget. Trump has run businesses into bankruptcy, driven other businesses out of business, and now they've pardoned the New York mayor Eric Adams, to get him to bribe him to crack down on immigration. Okay, so it's just like organized crime. We know he was guilty of many years of corruption, and so this is just playing out right before our eyes, but we will win. That's all for tonight. Uh, Ciao.